Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Oh, and we got a head poking out. Number 4. Look at that. Hello and welcome back. Today's May 27th. It is 80 degrees. We've got kind of a mix of sun and clouds today. It's been nice and warm here for the past probably 5 days now. The weather finally broke. I think we're finally gonna get into spring here and summer. Dandelions are pretty much done. The white clover is just coming in, and so we're hoping to get some nectar flow out of that. Our goals for today: number 1, we're gonna look for evidence of a laying queen. That's gonna typically be our goal, right? We want them to be queen right. And number 2 is going to be the brood box fill. How many frames have activity on them? And do I need to add another box? It's warmed up. We're kind of going into a nectar flow a little bit here. And the bees are really starting to get active. If you recall last time, there was a lot of new bees that were hatching out, and that's hopefully going to get even more expanded and more bees coming all the time. Again, we're going to try it again to add another box. One thing I didn't mention last time, and I was thinking about it a little more, I was a little disappointed in that they didn't expand more. But I got to thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? It was really cold for like 2 weeks straight there, and basically they couldn't get out and get all their nectar. They were bringing in some pollen. Pollen was coming in off the dandelions and stuff, but because it was kind of cooler, they weren't getting all the food sources that they need, and so guess what? They need to eat, and so they were just consuming a lot of that sugar syrup, and they were condensing it down. So a lot of things just kind of came back to my memory, and that made a lot of sense as to why they didn't have any more frames full. But like I said, it's been almost 2 weeks here again, and so I'm really hoping that we can add some more boxes today. That would really make me happy. And the third goal or issue that I'm having is I'm getting some ant colonies in both hives. They've discovered my rapid round feeders, and they decided that they like sugar syrup, and they decided that they like to lay eggs in the burlap. So when I pull the burlap back, there are all kinds of ant brood in there, up in the top box. Hopefully they're not messing with the bees too much. We'll get in there and look at them a little bit. But I bought these sticky traps, and they're coming tomorrow, so I can't put them on today, but they're double-sided sticky, like 8x10 sheets. And the nice thing about those is I can just cut them to whatever size I want, and I'm gonna stick them on the side of my post. Because if you remember, I just got one 6x6 wood post coming up out of the ground like a pedestal. And so that makes it, and that was one of the lines of my thinking when I did that, was that if I have an ant problem, I only have one post that I have to put something around to stop the ants from coming up. So here we are, here's the test. I'm gonna use the double-sided sticky pads to make a sticky barrier around there, and hopefully stop the ants from taking over the attic. I think that's about it. So the plan is I'm gonna get in here, I'll take the feeder shim and the roof off. We'll get in here, we're gonna check and see what the brood box fill is, make sure we still have brood going on, make sure they're queen right. I'm not gonna look through all the frames today because I'm on a tight schedule here. We're hoping to get the last few loads of haylage put in this last bag here yet this afternoon, so I'm kind of on a tight schedule here. So I'm not gonna look at the frames, a ton of the frames, just pull a few out to see what they look like. And I have 2 new rapid round feeders that I'm gonna swap out here. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna dump all the ants and stuff out of the top box because I know there's a lot of them in there. So with that, let's get this done. Oh, look at them run. Look at all these ants. Look at all these ants. See that? Ant brood, ant eggs right there. So we're gonna take this out. Shake it out good. Okay, we're still very light on this outside frame. No sugar syrup at all. Still pretty light on this one, although there is some sugar syrup coming in to this one, so they are expanding some. They're definitely working the edges of these now, cleaning them up, just starting to fill them a little bit. Getting some weight on this one now. Lots of sugar syrup on this side here. Still just a bunch of sugar syrup here. Ah, we got some capped. That big old fat drone there. Look how big that guy is. Wowzer. He's a big one. A lot of syrup, capped syrup. Here we've got some burr comb on the bottom here. A little bit of pollen. No brood yet. More capped syrup here, all along there. There's a lot of brood. A lot of capped brood. Oh, there's a couple of them right there. Chewing out. 1, 2, 3. 3 of them, right? 4. 4. Holy monkey, here we are. Check this out. Okay, ready? Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Oh, and we got a head poking out. Number 4. Look at that. We are productive. So we've got a laying queen in here. Like I don't even need to find her because we know that she's there. We know that she's there. I'm not sure what that is. If that's just some drone brood that just got the head of it rubbed a little bit, or they're starting to chew it open. I'm not really sure what that is right there. Hopefully it's not some sort of disease or something. I do see larvae right next to it. I mean, there's capped brood over, 80% of this. I mean, it's pretty spotty, and they've got sugar syrup packed in all the other places. I mean, there's just a spattering there of larvae and sugar syrup and capped brood. Look at that larva there, just sitting pretty close to the edge. Ooh, lots of capped brood on this side. Lots of capped brood. We're going to push these back together. I'm going to spray them one more time here. And we're going to go look at the other hive. We know we've got a laying queen, so we met goal number 1. And we've got activity on 8, I would say, 8.5 out of the 10 frames. So this one's going to be good to add another box to. Yay! So these next boxes, this is all going to be the honey stores for them for the winter. So I've got Better Comb by Better Bee in 5 of the middle frames, and then on the outside we've got this pre-waxed foundation all plastic frames by Acorn, triple dip waxed apparently. So now these boxes are not Flow Hive boxes. They are just a little bit bigger than the Flow Hive boxes, so not by a lot, just a little bit. All right, good to go. I'm gonna get you guys inside here. Go inside. Okay. All right, green hive. I'm gonna have to make this one really quick because we got to get going on haylage. Look at all the ants. Run, buddy, run. Oh, man. Oh, no. Okay, pretty light on this frame, although there is a lot of bees on here now. This frame's got some weight to it. They're filling this side with sugar syrup, and that side is mostly full of sugar syrup as well. So these guys could definitely use another box. The green hive has always been just slightly ahead of gray, just slightly ahead. Nothing major, but another half a frame or so ahead. So let's go over to about here. See how our brood's doing. Ooh, heavy frame. Look at all that capped brood there. Nice lot of capped brood. Queen's definitely laying. There's larvae in here. So let's close things up and let's put another box on. So we just did a really quick hive check today. We found that the gray hive had 8 to 8.5 frames with at least sugar syrup, if not brood, and the whole 9 yards of activity on them. So that is a green light to add another box. The green hive had 9 frames out of 10 with activity on them. So good deal, good deal. I'm excited. It's only May 27th and we're already adding another box right ahead of a good nectar flow. The white clover's just starting to come on. Dandelions are pretty much done. And also I've got alfalfa that is just starting to bud. So that's going to be blooming here within the next week. And so all that's going to start coming in and they're going to be raring to go. A lot of brood coming out. We saw 4 bees emerging right in the same little spot there. So I thought that was really cool. Like to see that. I didn't find either queen, but we found evidence of a laying queen in both hives. So because of the time constraints that I'm on right now, I didn't need to. And I don't want to spend a ton of time in the hives. It seemed like the bees were calmer today than they were the last time when I was spending a lot of time in the hives. So I'm going to try to keep my time in the hives shorter. Also, we had ants in the feeder shims really taking advantage of that sugar syrup. They hadn't really got into the hive at all, so they weren't really bothering the bees, but yet they're a nuisance up in the feeder shim, and they were laying their eggs and everything in there. And there was a little bit of black mold starting to form in the feeder shim, and so I put new rapid rounds in there and put new sugar syrup in, and I'm going to clean up the old ones. And we dumped out all the ants and everything, shook out all the burlap, and just kind of refreshed everything up there. I'm going to keep moving. We got some about a dozen loads of haylage or so to put in before we finish the last bag up. And we'll keep going on from there. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Give that thing a thumbs up if you liked it at all. And if you have not subscribed, please do so. Thanks again.